Okay, I'm gonna try to keep this as short as possible. I really don't care about viewers or people in chat right now. I'm just going to be doing this for my people in Hive United. Alright, what's the best way to go about this? Obviously training, but... Okay. So I do tend to ramble on a bit, so if this ends up going longer, I'm sorry. But I'm going to try not to. So let's go here. We'll start off with this. So this is just to teach you the basics of how Unite works, how to play the game, based on the knowledge that I have from both League and what I've seen. So this is the battlefield. I had chocolate before this. That's terrible for your voice. Anyways, so both teams start in either endpoint where you see the red and the blue. And the objective of Unite in particular is to go to each of these points here to basically score a goal. It's kind of like basketball. So you see this battlefield here, and in terms of moves like these, there are some typical roles and areas you'll see people take. So I'm going to start going over this now. So this map is a bit different than what I'm used to seeing. So I believe the usual map doesn't look like this, and we'll get to that when we do. But I'll explain this based on how I know it from League, because normally this entire middle spot is open. Yeah, okay, so we'll get there. So first you've got the top lane up here, you've got the middle lane right here, and you've got the bottom lane, and you've also got this. Typically the spots in between would be the jungle area. So typically for players who go to the top, they'll be playing chunky characters, tank type characters that can take hits and can dish out some damage. They're usually a bit slower, so that's a bit of a slow push up at the top. The middle area are characters that are fast and strong offensively, so they want to push out the most damage that they can possibly do, because usually the middle is the most dangerous area. Because if your team loses the middle, you can see that it's, compared to the top, there's a lot less ground you have to go through to get to here than you would have to go all the way around. So typically teams will be fighting up in the middle, where they'll just have, excuse me, their one mid go, and then their one mid go, and then they'd fight in the middle. And then the bottom is for your ADC, which would be your attack damage carry, and your support usually. So support, obviously the support, and your ADC will they're usually strong enough on their own, but their main goal down in the bottom lane is to take objectives, which are the hoops here, score points, and the support is there to help them achieve that goal. So that's basically the lane roles, and then the last one is jungle, which is really weird. They just kind of go wherever they want, but there are going to be camps up in here somewhere. I believe it's these yellow spots here that would be where some wild Pokemon are, and your jungler will go in and clear those out, and that's how they gain XP to level themselves up. But yeah, typically they're just out there clearing camps. They also want to keep an eye on where enemies are on the map, because there will be a mini map somewhere while you're playing. So if someone starts doing bad, the jungler can head in that area, work on camps there, pop out, and assist whoever needs assistance, depending on where that would be. And I mentioned XP, clearing out camps, stuff like that. So as you're going through, at the very start of the game, you'll go to your respective area and wait a little bit, and then you'll get minions, or in this case, I guess wild Pokemon assigned to your team, and then they'll all go out in each lane. None of them go in the jungle. That's just a neutral zone where there are just camps of random wild Pokemon, and they're not assigned to either team. They just attack whoever gets close to them. So you typically will want to charge forward with your assigned wild Pokemon. I'm just going to call them minions because it's what I'm used to at this point. So you'll charge forward with your minions, and they'll meet in the middle, typically with the other side's champion, and then you will just focus on farming your minions when you're just starting. So that's basic gameplay, and for Unite in particular, the way you win is by scoring the most points. And the easiest way to get points is by scoring in the objectives, kind of like basketball I told you earlier. If there's an enemy Pokemon there, you cannot score, and if there's not, then you can. It's that simple. And I believe there are Pokeballs scattered around the map somewhere. I'm not entirely sure how to go about that part of it because I would need to play it. But that's pretty much just the basics for zones in the map, what they're for, and what the roles do. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into League now, so you can see a little bit of what that's like, and I can explain it with better visuals. I am just gonna start with nothing, and I'll take Tryndamere.
This'll be a slaughter.
No, I want dash. Don't worry about these, it's just what I'm used to playing. These are not relevant to teaching. So part of Unite and League that I know are going to be in common would be your abilities. So right when you load in, you but there will be no enemies, but here's the minimap you see. You can see there's top, mid, bottom, up, and there's jungle, and then the two sides. Let me fix that. Okay, so when you're just starting out, I'm level 1, I just got in, just, you know, we're about to go out and fight. Minions shouldn't spawn since I don't have anyone here. But your main objective when you first spawn in is to survive and farm off of the minions that come and attack you. Oh, they do come in. It doesn't really matter though. I can show you them, that would be useful. So for my character in particular, I'm going to be grabbing this ability because when you're just starting out, you want your first ability to be one that will help you survive. So if you're a tank, you're going to want one that boosts your defense. If you have a movement one, I would recommend that. Just stuff like that to because if you start getting pressured by minions and the opponent, then you're going to need to get out as fast as you can, especially at level 1, because if you die early and multiple times, you are like hyper screwed. And as for loadouts here, I don't know if this is going to be in Unite. I know there are items, but I don't know how it works. So I am going to... Where's gold? Give myself like $1 million. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing this for example purposes and building, which will come later. So this is what I'm picking up first, the Door and Shield, because it boosts my defense, which again helps me survive. It also comes with a healing potion, it looks like, or lets me get that, I'm not sure. So I have increased defense, I have my movement ability, and then up here I want to get just the regular healing potion, the basic one, because that's all I would have money for at the time. So this is what you look like when you start. You have your ability to help you survive, and your items over here to help you survive as well. So now we can start getting up here. So Tryndamere plays mid, so that's where I would be heading. And we're just gonna pretend like that wasn't there. So I would just personally be waiting in this general area, and you can see on the mini-map here, the blue dots, those would be your minions. So I'm gonna wait for a new set to spawn, and it'll be as if I have just started. I'm gonna control 3 so I can start my Russian sailor dance. Alright, so here come my minions. So at this point, we're saying the round has just started, basically, so I'm gonna start following with my minions. They're gonna clash with other minions, all that good stuff. So there are some already up here, but that won't usually be the case, because, you know, the round just started already. So what you're gonna want to do first, and their enemy champion will be doing the same thing you're doing, is you're just gonna start hitting the wild Pokemon here. And of course, everything I'm saying now does not apply to jungler. They're just gonna go in the jungle and do their own thing. So, and again, if the enemy, like they have a lot of minions right now, and I don't. So, like, if their enemy champion starts pushing onto me, I just leave. I just run away as fast as I can. Get to your, oh right, towers aren't gonna be a thing in Unite, but you're basically just gonna want to make a run for it, because in MOBAs like these, it's better just to run away and let them push up a little bit than to die and give them the experience that they get from killing you. And so now we're going to level up my next ability. And this is just, I know how to build this character. That'll be something that you can research once there's more information or just experiment with. But this ability gives Tryndamere healing, basically, so it lets him live longer, which is always nice. But yeah, basically what you're going to want to do is keep trying to level yourself up as much as you can. And that's just the name of the game for a bit. Your main goal is to win your lanes, so you want your enemy to be pushed back as much as you can. And for me in particular, mid lane is probably the most important, as I mentioned earlier, because it just gives you direct access to enemy lines. And then I can just keep to heal if I need to, all that good stuff. And this is where it's different. So in League, you attack these turrets, these statues here, and then the plating starts going down, whatever. But in Unite, once all the enemies are gone, you can just score into the hoop, and that's how you get your points. So let's go do that. That's basically how lanes work, and that's early game. You want to level up whatever skills you think will be the most useful to you. Just make sure you read them. So let's actually, oh, there also will be, let's do this too. So there's a way to get back to your starting point faster, and for this it's the B button. This also will assist in Unite as far as I know. So I can talk a little bit about Tryndamere in particular and how that relates to the character you're going to be playing in Unite. So Tryndamere's main goal is to attack with just his auto attack, which is what you saw him do, is when he just smacked his big sword down. That's his auto attack. He wants to crit with that and just do as much damage with that as possible. So everything I'm doing is working around getting him to do that to the best of his ability. So based on whatever character you're playing, like if you're playing a tank, you're going to want to make sure you boost your defense, boost your attack, as long as that goes into your skills well. So for Tryndamere, we can go in here. So the Kraken Slayer gives me more attack speed, and critical strike chance, and that's literally the name of the game with this character. You want to attack faster, you want to attack harder, and you want to attack harder. So that's how Tryndamere works, and that's why I'm getting that one in particular to build my character. And so let's go test that out. You can see how that fits together. We'll do that in the jungle. So let's say you're playing jungler. So your first course of action is to just dip in the jungle, and there will be enemy camps. And here's what I mean by that. So here's one up here. There will be a group of foxes, maybe? No, the rock monsters. So we can just attack that for a while, and this is how junglers get their XP. And you can see I'm kind of close to the bottom, so if there are any issues going on down there, I'd be able to just get over there quickly. Okay. So if some sort of a issue breaks down with your team, you can just get over here as fast as you can, and you'll be able to help them. So that's kind of what junglers do. There's also bigger enemies to fight as well. You can see just like the yellow dots, I think those are normal enemies. Yeah, those are just like normal bigger enemies that just kind of are around. So we'll just grab this one here.
Into battle.
And then this one showed up and was special, so I probably would not win this. Or maybe I will because I'm gamer. I can try to take it. We'll see. No, I don't think I can pop a healing potion. Alright, well, I did do it. So that's something you will get used to with time as well, is which fights you can take, which fights you shouldn't take, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna head back now and get a different potion. Go up here, grab the refillables. That'll heal more health than the other one.
I am your worst nightmare.
I think that's about it for early and mid game, though. Really, you want to be focusing on leveling up your abilities that feed into your character's playstyle.
As you wish.
And yeah, I'll just reiterate the most important points, which would be you want to be farming off of the regular enemies, not your opponents, as much as you can.
Into battle.
And if you're in a fight that you are not comfortable with, don't be afraid to run and come back to it later, because it's better just to not even bother with them at all than to give them XP. And this has like a lot more going on than Unite does, so Unite will definitely be a lot simpler. I think that's really all I had that I wanted to talk about. Aside from, I guess, late game? No, I might die. But I don't know what to talk about for late game. It's just kind of like you, at that point, you already know who's going to win or lose once you're late game. It's kind of difficult to come back if you're behind. So I guess that just about does it for this then.
Follow my blade.
So I guess one more thing I should actually, let me just buy stuff that makes me faster. Berserker Greaves is the next thing I build. Avidity Edge is nice. And of course you can sell stuff if you need to. That was just a right click, and then I will Phantom Dancer. Now at this point I'm just built. And so I'm not entirely sure how it works in terms of Unite, but my guess is that so here would be like your where you score. So like since actually I'll get to the middle before I discuss that. Alright, so like this one would be the closest one, you can see down here in the mini map, would be the closest one to the middle, so this would be the easiest one for the enemies to get to. So I would assume that this one gives you less points than if you got closer in like say this one or this one. Which is what makes mid so important, because you get direct access to their furthest in one. Because, you know, to me it just wouldn't make sense otherwise. Because why would there be multiple goals, you know? But yeah, I think that's about it, honestly. Oh yeah, we'll do this real quick. Just to show. And if you die, you do lose some gold. I don't know how that works in Unite. But then you drop in back here. So that's kind of just how the game works on a very basic level. If you have any questions, let me know, I guess. Let's exit the game. Alright, well, that that was a pretty short stream, I know, but I wanted to keep this short for the people that I need to send this to. So thanks for watching if you stopped by, and I'll catch you in the next stream.